everywhere. If you read this letter, the letter is actually meant for you. So we're going to be looking at the very first chapter and some of the contents that was there, and then we could just also look at a little bit from the second chapter. So let's read together this morning. It says, Paul, called to be an apostle of Jesus Christ through the will of God. Okay, just to save us of many just to save our time so that we can quickly just go to where we want to lay emphasis on this morning. Let's look at verse 17. He said, For Christ sent me not to baptize, but to preach the gospel, not with wisdom of words, lest the cross of Christ should be made of no effect. So I want to take note of each of these words that have been used there. For Christ sent me not to baptize, but not with wisdom of words, lest the cross of Christ should be made of none effect. Now, verse 18, for the preaching of the cross is to them that perish foolishness. Are you with me now? The preaching of the cross, that is the gospel now, is to them that perish foolishness. In other words, when you are preaching the word of God and preaching about Christ's death, his burial and resurrection, some people who don't understand, you will say like, this guy is foolish, because you are saying something that this thing that we are saying here is so powerful that it can cause a transformation of a person's life. And so if this person's if a person believe in the death, the burial, and the resurrection of Jesus Christ, that the person's life will be completely transformed. Are you with me, church? So the person look at it and say, so what has a person's death, burial, and resurrection, got to do with me? So how can it cause a change and a transformation in my own life? So he looks very foolish. And now we're going to begin to look at that very important. So let's take note of it. It says for verse 19, for it is written, I will destroy the wisdom of the wise, will bring to nothing the understanding of the prudent. Where is the wise? Where is the scribe? Where is the disputer of this world? Has not God made foolish the wisdom of this world? Do you understand that? The wisdom of this God made it foolish. So people think, oh, we are wise, we are wise, we are wise. And then something will happen. They're like, I was really wise. So God made it foolish. So what verse are we now? Verse 21. God. The world by wisdom knew not God. It pleased God by the foolishness of preaching to save them that believe. So understand, you underline it, the foolishness of what? Of preaching. Okay? They are preaching the cross. For the Jews require now, get this now, for the Jews require a sign. You talk about signs, miracles, and wonders. The Jews require what? A sign. And the Greek seek after wisdom. So two things, signs and what? Wisdom. But we preach Christ crucified unto the Jews, a stumbling block. So when we begin to preach this gospel, this cross, the message of the cross, now to the Jews who are looking for signs,